Hey, we welcome you back to Newsmax. Now, right now, we want to talk about this trade deal still in question in Congress. For that, we have Dick Morris here to talk about that in a little bit. But Dick, before we get to my first question, let's get an update now. Politico on Tuesday reporting this, that the House GOP split jeopardizes this trade deal. A number of conservative dissenters have rallied around their worry about giving Obama too much power. Meantime, Paul Ryan and Majority Whip Steve Scalise are increasingly confident they can limit the conservative defections to those who have already declared their position. Also today we spoke with Congressman Kevin Brady. He seemed very confident about this as well. We'll have that coming up in a second. But what does this tell you about where things stand, that the leadership in the House feels like they are confident enough to say this is going to actually happen?
Well, they're notorious for not understanding how the real conservatives vote in the House. So we'll see. I'm strongly opposed to this, and I'm appalled at the spectacle that the Republican leadership is trying desperately to give Obama vast new powers. See, what Obama is planning to do, I think, John, is to take this agreement and put all kinds of stuff into it that's not in there now. He won't let us read it. And even after, if he gets the fast-track authority, he'll still be negotiating it. And I think they're going to put provisions allowing free flow of labor from Mexico to the U.S., superseding our immigration authority. I think he's going to put environmental stuff in there so that he can do cap and trade and climate change. And I think that the whole goal of this is to create a mechanism that supersedes the sovereignty of the United States government. Yeah. This is not about trade. The World Trade Organization holds down tariffs in the world to an average of 3%. And 75% of the U.S. trade with these 12 signatory countries is with Canada and Mexico, which are covered by NAFTA, which already gives you free trade. So this isn't about trade. It's dressed up as a trade agreement to cash in on the Republican support for free trade. This is a method of the international globalist bureaucrats regulating the United States and the state legislatures. Like if some state says you can't sell genetically modified food without labeling it as such, some international company can sue and get that overturned as a trade barrier. And that's the whole name of this game. Disempower Congress, disempower the states, disempower the American government. Now, it's clear why Obama supports this, because he's anti-American. But what are the Republicans doing supporting this? They're obviously bought and paid by a lot of these multinational companies, but it makes no political sense to me.
Yeah, and that's why you expect to hear more vocal protests coming from the conservative wing of the Republican Party, especially in the House. But let's play that soundbite we have from Congressman Kevin Brady, and we'll get your reaction on the other side.
With any other president, this thing would already be through and signed into law. There's a great deal of mistrust, but in fact, the bill actually muscles up Congress's constitutional powers over trade, and it's tremendous for the economy. We're going to get it done.
He said if this were any other president, Dick, that this would have been passed a long time ago by Congress. There's concerns about giving this current president this kind of power, but they're going to get this done. Kevin Brady says they are going to get this done. What's your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, in the previous times when the president was given fast-track authority, there was not an alternative way to have free trade. You didn't have the World Trade Organization truly global until after Clinton left office. NAFTA wasn't approved until the middle of Clinton's administration. These deals were necessary to lower tariffs and not have the same problems that caused the Great Depression of high tariffs. But now they're totally unnecessary, and this is a government regulation bill masquerading as a free trade agreement. And I have no problem with giving any of the predecessors to Obama this kind of fast-track authority because they've never abused their authority. But to give this president more power is like letting a lion out of his cage.
But this would also translate to the next president as well then, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the next president isn't going to go around assuming these powers. No other president's done this. As I point out in my book, Power Grab, this president is unique in overriding, overruling, and overcoming the checks and balances built into our Constitution. Just take the simple fact, John, that the Constitution says treaties have to be ratified by a two-thirds majority. And this changes it to a majority. You don't need two-thirds anymore.
Yeah, there's also concerns about what this president is doing. We know they're responding to the lower court, the appellate court's ruling on immigration today. on the president's immigration plans. Topic for another day. And I know you'll talk about that as well with J.D. Hayworth. But Dick Morris, always great to talk to you. Great to get your insight. I know you were way out in front of this trade partnership. Your concerns there. We'll continue to follow the story. And of course, for those of you at home, you can always get more from Dick Morris. You can pick up his latest book called Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation, written by Dick and his wife, Eileen McGann. You can get that at powergrab411.com. Again, that's powergrab411.com. Dick Morris, is always great to talk to you.
Thank you.